You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
The views expressed on the following program are not necessarily those of WPSL, but we're the ones that have encouraged you all along to like and share them on your favorite social network and with all your friends and neighbors, because Care Bag at this time presents Careology, hosted by Roxy Brown.
Good morning. Happy Monday, Cliff. How are you doing?
Excellent, and happy Juneteenth.
Happy Juneteenth to you and everyone in the nation that is in the sound of my voice. It is so good to be here this Monday. It's for me right now, it's a typical regular Monday morning. I feel it.
Oh, yeah.
It's a typical Monday, but I had a great weekend, and I hope everyone in the sound of my voice had a great, great weekend. Mm-hmm. My name is Roxy, and I'm the host of Careology, and Careology is about giving information to our community for our community. And we are so happy. We've moved from Tuesday, 6 p.m. to now Monday at 10 a.m., and we are so happy for our new listeners that in the sound of our voice, you're going to learn so much information. Careology is a subsidiary of Care Bag Incorporated, and we are a nonprofit here on the Treasure Coast. And what we do, it is our mission to ensure that everyone, regardless of your current situation, is able to access proper hygiene with dignity. We believe hygiene should not be taken for granted. We've learned that through the pandemic that we've gone through. And our mission is to ensure that the homeless and families in need have access to the necessary resources to stay clean and healthy. And we do that through our mobile shower units and our mobile hygiene pantry. And we serve the Treasure Coast down into West Palm. So we serve from 0 to 100 and plus. Some items, just an example of some items that we go ahead and we have for our community: Depends, deodorant, diapers, wipes, all the things you use in your bathroom when you get up and get ready. Excuse me. And if you'd like to find out more information and help us, just go to givecarebag.com. and you can find all our information. I'll be giving that information out periodically throughout our show here on Careology, and we're just happy. Mm-hmm. I'm just happy this morning, and we're just going to share a few things with you. August 6th, we have our 4th annual Kicking It United, and this is where we serve our children in our community, and our boys and girls can get free haircuts for the boys, haircuts for the girls, braids. Sometimes you have nice shape-ups for the girls. I saw what they did the last couple of years, and these stylists, men and women, are absolutely awesome. We have bounce houses, we have free food, and what we do, we give away hygiene packs this year, so everyone is going to leave with a new toothpaste, new toothbrush, soap, deodorant for the ones that are at age to have deodorant, and we're going to be giving these items out, and this will be to the first 300. The first 400 that come in, we will have supplies for all of them.
So we could do away with some of the myths, like homeless people are unemployed. That's a myth.
Oh, no, that is very much a myth.
That's
You're trying to poke the mama bear, Cliff, ain't you?
Well, yeah, because the mama bear could tell her that
we have
who
homeless
have jobs have sanitation.
That's
products.
it. Do you have? Well, I think if they always say you need to be woke. That's a new term that they're using now. And I think the pandemic, the pandemic has really opened up our eyes to a lot of things that have happened. And we're going to have it again, unfortunately. Another flu is going to come because it's the flu, but it's a different grade. It's a different beast. It's a different monster that's going to come next time.
We're used to that, though. Every year,
every year. But this year, it just was a global phenomenon with this flu. And if it happens again, we need to know that, like I always say, I'm still surprised they still had to tell people, wash your hands with soap. Yeah. We should have been washing our hands with soap from day one out the mama's womb. Yeah. So, that our homeless, our families in need, people that struggle to just get the daily essentials, we want to help them, and that's what we do. Our office is open every Thursday. Our new summer hours are from 2 to 6 p.m. Our mobile hygiene pantry has been going out to different various soup kitchen locations, to the families that really, really need. And these are what we do. And I'm very excited coming for our Kicking United back to school that we can have these items to go ahead. And if anyone wants to know what items we are in need of, I already have my list in my head, Cliff. Kids toothpaste. So when you are a toddler, using adult toothpaste is a much different than kids toothpaste. The ingredients are different and they are specific for children. So we are in need of regular toothpaste, and we are in need of kids toothpaste, and we are in need of male and female deodorant. We have enough toothbrushes. We have over 1,000 toothbrushes. We do not need any toothbrushes.
You got plenty.
We got plenty. But it's toothpaste kids, toothpaste adults, and deodorant, male and female, is what we need. We want, when kids to go to school, no bullying, proper hygiene. Families are struggling. They can't even afford an egg. So if we can go out and we can help with this for our children, it's community based. You know, the Bible says it takes a village. It takes a village, and we want to go ahead and we want to do that. So if you're interested in going ahead and supporting us, you can find us on 211 if you're driving or you're doing something, but you can find us at givecarebag.com. Our number is 772-222-7399. So we're really, really excited about that. And then on top of that, now we are part of an exciting event that is coming up on July 2nd, 2023, and is a bridal show planning expo, and it is Sunday, July 2nd from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And if you are interested in attending or participating as a vendor, 20% of the proceeds will be donated to CareBag and our amazing mission. And we want to thank Miss Allen at Hearts Unfold Events going ahead and putting us at the forefront of this bridal show. I thought that was just phenomenal. And it's going to be held at the beautiful, it's going to be, so I know she's going to go ahead and kill me now. It's going to go ahead and it's going to be held at the Martin Downs Country Club, which is absolutely beautiful. They renovated and it is so, so nice. So we want to go ahead, and if you have any information, please call 772-837-7051, and we can go ahead and you can find out all the information you need to go ahead and find out. So it's a bridal show and wedding planning expo, Sunday, July 2nd, which is just around the corner, from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. And it's going to be held at the amazing Martin Downs Country Club right here in Port St. in Palm City. And for more information, please call 772-837-7051. And 20% of the proceeds goes to the mission of CareBag. So even if you come out, bring family, everyone's planning a party, it's just not weddings, Cliff. A bridal expo, you can do so much. You can meet so many people that can give you so much information. So if that's something that you're interested in, please go ahead and support them. They support us, and we really, really enjoy that.
Guys usually are not invited to baby showers.
But you know what? That's changed. Just to let you know, that has changed. Now that you said baby showers, that was my next thing. October 14th, we are having a community baby shower, and it's going to be at the community center here in Port St. Lucie. And we thank the Port St. Lucie City Council, and we thank also the Children's Services Council of St. Lucie has come on as major sponsors, and they've given us the venue. We are picking 60 moms in crisis, or basically for our baby shower. And it's a community baby shower where these mothers in crisis, we're doing 6 months old to in the womb, and we want them to go ahead and have an experience. Whatever they're going through in their life, they're going to miss having a baby shower, and we want to go ahead and do that for them. And they can bring a gift. We'll also have the resources for them so they can know during their journey, during their transition into motherhood, that there are so many agencies here on the Treasure Coast that can go ahead and assist them and give them guidance while they're going through this with their young baby, so they can be productive, safe, beautiful mothers here. We want to protect our children, which means looking after our mothers. So you're going to hear more about that as we go into coming up to October. But I just want to say to everyone, happy Juneteenth. And I had to do a little research on this, Cliff, because it's amazing what I found out. And I had to say, wow, knowledge is power. And when you don't know, you don't know. So for those that know, just bear with me. But for those that don't know, this is going to be an eye-opener, because it was an eye-opener for me. So if you're listening to Careology for the first time, we've been doing this 3 years in the evening, and now that we've transitioned over to Monday morning at 10 a.m., one thing about Roxy as your Careology host, I'm not going to say anything I don't know. I'm always going to get an expert in, or I'm going to do my research. And if I say something wrong, you have the right to call me and challenge me and tell me about it. But I'm always going to be correct because I do my research.
Watch out for Mama Bear. She might not always be right, but she's never wrong.
That's it. And we are also streaming live on our social media. So for those watching us, Jet, happy belated birthday and our condolences to you. Unfortunately, Jet lost his father last week, so we want to go ahead. Jet goes ahead. He's a young man. He's an author. He's a brilliant, and he also helps host and helps me produce our show. So we want to go and give our condolences out to him and his family at this time, and just wish them peace, love, and blessings during this time of their grieving with their family. And we love you, and we wrap our arms around you. And if any you want to see our social media, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and we put out information about what we're doing in the community. And you could even watch if you have nothing to do and you decided, you know what, I want to see what Roxy and Careology is up to. It is on our social media site, and it's also on WPSL during their archives, because we do tape this live. So going back to Juneteenth commemorates an effective end of slavery in the United States, and everybody should be really, really happy about that. So looking this up, I've known about Juneteenth, I've celebrated it, but I decided to dig a little further. And it's the Emancipation Proclamation. And today we have so many schools, so many agencies, so many people in Fort Pierce, Port St. Lucie, all over the United States, that are going all over the world, basically, that are celebrating this. So Juneteenth, short for June the 19th, for those that don't know, marks the day when federal troops arrived in Galveston, Texas in 1865 to take control of the state and ensure that all enslaved people were free. So I'm just going to go say hallelujah right there. The troops' arrival came to a full 2.5 years after signing the Emancipation Proclamation. So this was 2.5 years after it was signed.
They didn't have cell phones yet.
So to let everybody know. They had to go around, and and that's how it took 2.5 years for them to get it to all the people. This is what's happening. So Juneteenth honors the end of slavery in the United States and is considered the longest running African American holiday. On June 17th, 2021, it officially became a federal holiday. So in Juneteenth 2023 will occur on Monday, which is actually today, June the 19th.
All right.
So I thought I said, we talk about a lot of different topics, but I thought honoring today of June the 19th, that is the best way to give homage to that. So, a lot of people are like, we have a lot of, so we're going to just digress one moment. We have a lot of holidays, we have different holidays, and in our country, and I've been talking about it and sitting on the soapbox, we have no respect for each other. So this is a time now for us to respect what others want to celebrate. I celebrate every holiday that comes. I love July 4th. I love Hanukkah. Yeah. I love every holiday that comes because someone else loves it. And because someone else loves it, we need to respect that. And we want to respect this. So we, as you know, just like everyone is upset about the new mermaid, which I'm going to say again, mermaids are not real. We have people that are upset about Juneteenth.
Oh, yeah, for obvious reasons, because Well, they don't know any better.
Well, no, they're not educated to know the facts about what Juneteenth is about. We're gonna keep it real, Cliff. We're not gonna butter it up. We're not gonna sugarcoat it. We're not gonna massage
Oh,
it.
I wasn't about to sugarcoat anything because I could tell you what the problem is, but it'd be so redundant. We know that the problem is racism does exist.
Yes.
And because of it, there's a whole lot of people that are continuing just passing on what they've heard instead of looking into facts.
Well, it's not only that. It's what so we're going to touch on something. I didn't want to touch on it, but I got to touch on it. If we are not teaching cultural facts, now I'm not talking about just talking about anything, how you feel. If you're not talking about facts in school for young people to know, then nobody is going to really understand what is going on in our country. So I'm just going to break it down. If you don't want your child to learn sex education in school, I honestly believe you have that right. It is a parent's right to go ahead and decide what they want their children to know, what they want their children to learn, when they want their children to learn about sex education, and who they want to tell that child. You have that right. My parents did not want me learning that in school. My mom and dad wanted to sit down, talk to me and my brother, go get a book from the library. That's how my parents did it. They did it in their way. And their way was right. Every parent knows when they do something, your way is right. And that is the only way, and that is the best way. So, that being said, I understand that. Now, when it comes to going ahead and teaching history, no one has the right to erase that from our school system so that our children do not know what is happening. Right. The reason children don't know about Juneteenth and about a lot of things that have happened, this is part of history. We're not going to Disneyland. We're not talking about the mermaid. This is something in history that happened. This is not fictional. And when you do not take the time to teach our young people as they grow up what is important and what happened in history, how we have jumped over certain hurdles to get where we are, like you said, Cliff, we are going to have a problem with race. We are going to have a problem with people not understanding, why are they having a parade today? Why are they doing this? Why is it such a big deal? It's a big deal because this marked the day of end of slavery. That's what it marked. Even though we're still going through racist times, even though we're still going through a lot, it has a mark, and we need to respect that mark. Everybody jumps around. I'm not even going to go there on the Christmas thing because I was going to go there. Everybody wants to celebrate this holiday, that holiday, and a lot of the holidays that we celebrate are really fictional. They don't have any representation of something good. You see what I'm saying? So let me touch on Halloween. Everybody loves Halloween. Everyone loves to dress up and party and get candy. But do you know the origin of Halloween? Do you know the origin of Salem? Do you know of the witches being burned? Do you know what connotations it has? But if we do not learn this in school, if we do not teach our children, if we do not go ahead and educate ourselves and do the research, just because you heard it out of my mouth, that doesn't mean you're supposed to just take it as gospel. You need to go, you need to research. Everyone has phones. Google it. Find out information that you can go ahead. My apologies with this cough. So, that's what I found out. And going through this, I just had to say, wow. So the Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered at the courthouse 2 months earlier in Virginia, but slavery had remained relatively unaffected in Texas until U.S. General Gordon Granger stood on Texas soil and read General's orders. Number 3, the people of Texas are informed that in accordance with the proclamation from the Executive of the United States, all slaves are free. So like you said, Cliff, we didn't have phones.
Right.
Everything took time. Everything was the horse, the railroad. Everything took time.
They didn't have radios either. There'd be a guy down on the street corner, and he'd be the town crier telling everybody,
telling everybody,
hear ye, hear ye.
And now the next town is 8, 9, 1,300 miles away.
Yeah.
So that Pony Express, that's where we got it from, had to make it there. And what we have to remember, in the men and women that are listening, every time people had information and carried it, it always changed. It never stayed the same. If I tell Cliff something and he tells 10 people, that 10th person is going to have a different variation of what is going on. So you have to remember, in that time, in 1865, around that time, and remember 2 years prior to that, no one really knew. And when they got the information, how did they take it? Was it true? Was it factual? They're looking at all these things. So some people are saying, well, Roxy, what are you talking about? The Emancipation Proclamation was issued by President Abraham Lincoln on January 1st, 1863. But we celebrate Juneteenth in 1865. So it took 2 years for it to go through the country that slavery was free. Wow. And people heard. People traveled. People heard. But some people just wanted it there.
I wonder how many people we had lost because maybe they hadn't known about it yet.
And some knew about it, but they didn't give the information.
Right.
Because you have some people, it's called your mind thinks negatively. There's a Caribbean saying called bad mind. And that's basically what it is. It doesn't need I don't need to translate it into any other language. Bad mind means just that. Yeah. Your mind is bad. Yep. You're thinking negatively. So this is the information that goes out. So we have to remember, Abraham Lincoln signed this January 1st, 1863. It did not get where it needed to get, and we are now celebrating this for 1865. This is the longest holiday. That's a lot of time between all of that. So, and you have to remember, slave holding on different borders in different states weren't states, they were unions. So as they were unions, if this union didn't want to do it, they just weren't going to do it. Wow. And, those are some of the things we have to remember.
Some of that going on still.
Yeah, unfortunately, yes. Unfortunately left. So, Texas, the reason we talk about Texas, because it's very, very important. In Texas, slavery had continued as the state experienced no large-scale fighting or a significant presence because they had of Union troops. Many enslavers from outside the Lone Star of Texas had moved there and viewed it as a safe haven for slavery. So Texas was actually, from my understanding, in 1979, Texas became the first state to make Juneteenth an official holiday. Right. But they were the last ones to go ahead and have slavery abolished.
Wow.
You see the paradox in that? Isn't that amazing? And then we have to remember several other states followed suit. And on June 2021, Congress passed a resolution establishing Juneteenth as a federal holiday. And our current president signed it into law June 17th, 2021. So Juneteenth is a federal holiday.
No mail today. The mailman's got the day off.
That's all right.
Yep.
So this is what we got. We're going to go into our break, but I want to just leave some of you guys with this. The year following, after 1865, Texas organized the first of what became the annual celebration of Jubilee Day on June the 19th. Mm-hmm. And that was ensuring decades. They would have music, barbecues, prayer service, a whole lot of activities as African-American black people migrated from Texas to other parts of the country. The Juneteenth tradition spread. So that's how the Juneteenth tradition started to spread, because it was organized in Texas as one of the Jubilee days. So that's how it started out, as a Jubilee Day on June the 19th.
Do we celebrate with any special kinds of foods or anything like that?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, because what I found out, they use a lot of Southern food. Mm-hmm. So you have the food that they had that is normally what everyone else loves: fried chicken, macaroni and cheese, all those little things. It becomes a big party. It becomes a parade. We have that going on at the Incubator Inc. in Fort Pierce. They have a big Juneteenth celebration that's happening today. And people just want to get out and just say, especially now, we have so much going on now. They want to go ahead and just just talk about what's going on. But Cliff, we're going to be right back because we're going to take a few commercial breaks from our sponsors.
Yep.
Without them, we couldn't do this.
That's right.
Careology will be right back after this message.
How are you going to celebrate Juneteenth? Let us know. Hey, sounds delicious. Anything with food I like. All right, we'll take a little break here and we'll be back with more Careology, the science of caring, right here on WPSL and WSTU today.
And I just want to talk about volunteering. Volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. It takes courage and dedication to offer your time and skills to help out a cause that is a noble act that deserves recognition. Volunteering is a great way to make a difference in our community, and CareBag needs your help. We are looking for dedicated volunteers. So please get a pen, get a paper, and take down this number. It's 772-222-7399. Call us and let us know you're interested. We are looking for volunteers for the evening hours between 5 and 8 p.m. to go to our soup kitchens with our new mobile hygiene pantry. I look forward to hearing from every one of you. And remember, volunteers don't necessarily have the time, but they have the heart. Thank you.
Hi, this is Hawk Levy from St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. I want to tell you all thank you for voting us #1 again. Best jewelry and coin dealer, best gold and silver buyer, and best jewelry store in Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce, and Vero Beach. Year after year, you voted us #1. Have you been wondering what your valuables are worth? Bring them in. We'll tell you, and we'll pay you top dollar. Why sell to us? Because we buy your jewelry as jewelry, not scrap. And we resell everything on our international auction platform and in our local stores. The demand has never been higher for fine jewelry, signed jewelry pieces, coins, coin collections, paper money, Rolex and all luxury watches, and even designer purses. Free confidential appraisals and house calls available. We've moved across the parking lot, but still on US 1 and Walton Road in Publix Plaza. Google us and then come see us last.
Hi, this is Roxy from Careology, and I am excited about August 6th is our back to school event. Free haircuts, braids for girls for back to school. It's going to be a fabulous event. This event, we are giving away hygiene packs. Our hygiene packs, we want to include 1 toothbrush, 1 pack of toothpaste, and deodorant. We're looking for donations. We've had over 200 kids last year. I know we're going to have more. Please help us reach this goal. You can call us at 772-222-7399. Thank you.
You're listening to WSTU Stewart.
This is WPSL Port St. Lucie.
And this is the Juneteenth edition of Careology, the science of caring. Once again, here's Roxy Brown.
Hi, Cliff. Thank you. We love our sponsors. We want to say thank you to Hawk with St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins. He has been a good friend to me over the years and always a big supporter of CareBag. So it's really good to know that he has come on board as one of our sponsors. And again, our continuing sponsor, the family of Treasure Coast Lexus. You know, they provide so much for our young people here. They are a big supporter of so much going on in the community, and we want to thank them for continuing to support us for another year going into especially our new show and our new time. We greatly appreciate them, and thank you WPSL, Carol and Greg, for just allowing us to have this platform that we can bring you this information, because I'm finding out from a lot of people that listen to our voice and listen to our different hosts, a lot of them don't know a lot of things that are offered here in our community. So we're just going to go back a little bit, Cliff, and just talk about just, mental health. We have other nonprofits that are in our community come on. We've had a majority of almost 90% of the nonprofits on the Treasure Coast come on to our show and talk about what they do, the platform, what they offer, because we want individuals that may not know to know. And if you are in need of their services, you have a way now to get that information to you that you can get the help that you need. And if you don't need the services, if you are a person that you can go ahead and you can give love and give a blessing to an organization, we appreciate that, because nonprofits like ourselves, we go ahead and we basically are funded by donations. So I'm going to just put a plea out. I hardly do this, Cliff. I know he'll be so happy I'm going to do this. If you have it on your heart that you would like to go ahead and make a donation to CareBag, please go to givecarebag.com. We would appreciate it. We serve the homeless and we serve the families in need. And having close to 600 children that we are expected for our back to school event, we're doing this August 6th. School starts that Wednesday, Thursday. So these kids are going to have nice, fresh haircuts, nice, fresh cuts going back to school. No one is going. They'll be able to have new toothbrushes, toothpaste, soap, deodorant. That's a big thing for families that cannot find the basic necessities or the essentials. So for those of you who don't know, government assistance gives you access to food. You can go to the store through different avenues and you can get food. But one thing it does not give you is money for those essentials. For our elderly, for our veterans, our depends, our Band-Aids are just over-the-counter, just items. Some of those things we do carry at CareBag. And then for our moms with our diapers, our deodorant, our soap, our toothpaste, our pads, all of these essential items, and soap, disinfectant. These are things that we need. We do not want another pandemic coming. We do not want families that are in need coming out. They come out in the community. When I talk to people, they're like, well, I don't go where the homeless go. Sweetie, the homeless go everywhere. Families that are in need, they go everywhere. They go Publix, they go in Dixie, they go Walmart, they go everywhere. And we've learned it. During the pandemic, everyone had on gloves and had on masks. They didn't want to touch anything. These individuals are not contagious. These individuals don't have the access to the essentials, and that's what we want to do. And when they come into our office, when we serve them, we give them to it free. It is donated to us. We do not charge them, and we turn no one away.
It's not just money that CareBag needs. CareBag needs help and assistance with other items.
Other items and volunteers. We're looking for volunteers.
When you needed that van that you got that's so pretty
yes.
right now. That's all fixed up pretty.
Isn't it pretty? It is. We loved it. We took it to Gifford Wednesday, and we served over 200 families there. And that's how I got sunburned. It was over 100 degrees, so I am burning. Yeah. I'm burning up with sunburn right now. I didn't know you can strip like a boiled tomato in hot water. And, that's what we do. We go to places that families and communities are in need, and we go ahead and we provide these to it. We don't provide you. We only go to each section once a month. So we've gone to Gifford last Wednesday. We won't be back there until next month. What we give is just a helping hand to get you through what you need to get through for the month. So that is what we love to do, and we're just so happy when you can see the smiles and the faces of the people we serve. It makes a difference, and we're definitely happy behind that. Our mobile shower units are on Avenue A at the First Methodist Church right here in Fort Pierce. And our other shower unit just went up to La Haya and Stewart. They're going to be doing some construction, and we just brought it up there that they can continue with their services.
So you've got two actual mobile shower units?
Yeah, we got two mobile shower units.
You get two places at the same time. That's
and
amazing.
We have our upgraded mobile hygiene pantry. Yeah. And what we're getting ready to do, we have a van. So if any businesses, I know this appeals to a lot of the men. I notice a lot of the men love this. We're turning one of our vans into an emergency response unit. So I know when men hear that, it's just a different look that they give you than a woman. Emergency response unit. We want to go ahead and retrofit it with a big generator.
Imagine that. First responders for the homeless.
Yeah, well, no. Wow. Our emergency response unit is not just for the homeless. Our emergency response unit is for our community. Ooh. So when any natural disaster, when anything hits in our community, Care Bag is here. You don't
Okay.
have to wait for somebody to come into town. We are already here. That makes a big difference.
You sent people to the West Coast last year before?
Yeah,
when
we did.
had
When we
Ian?
had that Hurricane 5, we
Yeah.
went over there, and it was an eye-opener.
Yeah.
And that is what made me decide, we need something here at home. When we have something that hits right here, we are in Florida, so we are prone to hurricanes. That's never going to change. But imagine when you have this right in your backyard. You don't have to wait for FEMA's going to come. Everybody's going to come. But you have this. Imagine a mother in her house with a baby, then her baby needs a shower, or an elderly person just got out the hospital. They need a shower. Care Bag, through different agencies, are able to go there and assist. That's a big thing. And we want to provide that firsthand. You don't have to wait for someone to come into you to help you. You need to help your own backyard. The Treasure Coast is my backyard, so this is where we're going to start. And we want to go ahead and put that van together, get it retrofitted. So donations are needed that we can go ahead and get this fit and get this put together and have it that, if I can get it done, hurricane season is right here. If we can get it done now, that would be phenomenal. We are ready. Thank you. Lowe's of Stewart already gave us a beautiful generator to go ahead and pop into that van. So it's just to get all those other little things done. So if we have the funds to do that, that would be great. So I just wanted to throw that out there. Sometimes, for those of you who are learning about Care Bag, these are things that we do. We are a volunteer organization, and our goal is to help our community. It takes a village, and we work with other nonprofits. We work within our community, and we have some very, very community partners that we just love, and I will not name them all because I will get in trouble. So I'm just going to leave that alone.
Well, some people like to remain anonymous when they help.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
That's the best way to help somebody.
We have a lot of people that said, Roxy, don't you dare get on your radio. Don't you dare post it. Nothing. We just want to know the work is being put out there.
Right.
And then we have some organizations and we have some local businesses that are just absolutely phenomenal. And we appreciate them. Anyone that's listening, we appreciate everything that you do because it makes a difference to how we can help in the community.
I think the best way that people can help is when they help somebody who has no way of paying them back and have no expectation of them paying you back. That's giving.
And that's
Because
like a
there's people-
volunteer. I respect volunteers so highly because you have to remember a volunteer does not have to do this of their time. Your time is the most precious thing you cannot get back. And you go ahead and not only do you give your time, you give your time to serve others and you give your time to work. That is the greatest gift you can give. There's nothing I can do to pay you back because it comes from such a higher power. When you get back. Everybody always talks about they wonder how the rich are richer. Watch what they do.
Yeah.
They give back. Some of them actually give of their time, but some of them give of their money, and their money just keeps to multiply and multiply. So when you want those blessings, you got to give. And when you give back, it just keeps multiplying. And that is something that we do. And for our volunteers that come out to Care Bag and our new volunteers are going to be coming, we want to say we thank you and we appreciate you because a lot could not be done, without you. So we're very grateful for that. But I can't believe the time has gone by already so much. But we're going to go back to what we were talking about. Today is Juneteenth, so happy Juneteenth. And for those that are just coming in on us, Juneteenth today, Monday, June the 19th. It is short for June the 19th. That's why we call it Juneteenth. Is a national holiday. Juneteenth honors the end of slavery in the United States and is considered the longest running African American holiday. And on June 17, 2021, it became a federal holiday. And, we want to, and that's a way, that's a nice way to celebrate it. That's a nice way to look at it. A lot of people don't understand what this day is about. And just imagine not being able to, I have not been a slave, so I don't know. But just imagine, you close your eyes and just imagine everything that you do, anything you want to do is now taken away from you. You can't do anything until someone gives you permission. And just imagine that now. Everything that you do is being taken away from you. And now it's given back to you. You have your freedom to make a choice. Nothing is more important than making a choice. And that's something that we talked about earlier. I believe that our school systems are failing our children. And when we cannot go ahead and have and teach your children what is the truth of what has happened in our country, we can't sugarcoat it. We can't take it. It's amazing. This is what amazes me. And I'm not really looking for a comment from anyone. I really don't care. We will teach our children about Santa Claus, about the snowman, about Pinocchio, which is not real.
Mermaids.
Mermaids. But we won't teach them the truth about what has happened in this country to so many, the Native Americans, to African Americans, to our Jewish counterparts. We don't want to teach that because they say it looks bad. It's not what it looks bad. Whether it's bad, whether it looks bad, whether it is bad, that is a way to teach the children, to teach, not even the children, to teach the children, to teach other individuals. When you go down this path, if you repeat what we have done, it will happen again. This is a way for the children to learn. This is what generations did. This is what we're going to do to make it better.
This is also where a child can lead you.
Yes, children lead you.
They can tell you
Yes.
the truth that they've learned and understand.
Yeah, because I'm glad you said that, because the other day I got corrected by my 4-year-old grandbaby.
Oh, yeah.
She's now 4. And when she corrected me, someone was with me and they looked at me. I said, listen. And I said, listen, if she corrects me and she is right, she's right.
Yeah.
Martianne corrects me. My princess corrects me. If she's right, she's right. And I say, I'm sorry and thank you. Yeah. If she's wrong, then I correct her with the information that is correct, because she will not know unless she is given that right information, And then she says, thank you, Gigi. You're welcome, baby. So as we teach our children, as we lead them, that is how they're going to learn. When we take information that children coming up can't learn, when they go into society, when they get out of school, they're going to look like dum-dums. Because let me let you know, private schools, Ivy League schools, they're teaching this. When you're paying for your education and you have a history lesson, that is part of history. They are learning this because it is history. It doesn't change. Why don't we move the pyramids? Why don't we move Noah's Ark? Why don't we just strip the Bible of everything? Because guess what? It's part of history. You can't pick and choose what you want to go ahead and learn. You can't pick and choose what you want to teach because it makes you feel good or it doesn't make you feel good. Right. If that's what it is, that's what it is. You
have to teach history as it is.
As it is. And, and I think that's a disservice to our young people when we do that.
Well, when we fail to pay attention to history, we're doomed to make
repeat
the same mistakes over and over again. Yeah.
And that's something that's not going to repeat it in my lifetime, because I'm going to just tell you that the devil is a liar. We're not going to repeat slavery in my time. No. So, and I think taking that out, if you didn't like what history did, then you sit with your children and you let them know, you know what, back in the day, this is what happened. This is the progress we have made now, and look at the progress we've made. Look how many things have come out of the progress that we have made, and let's celebrate that. Let's change the narrative of what was to what is, and it can make such a big difference. Yeah. So we can't be afraid of the past. So that's why I wanted to do the show on Juneteenth, about Juneteenth, because we need to let people know. So for those of you who don't know, after the war came so close in 1865, one of the generals arriving in Texas freed for Texas 250,000 enslaved people. Through the emancipation didn't happen overnight for everyone. In a lot of cases, enslavers withheld the information so they can finish their harvest.
Oh, good grief.
So your crops are coming in, everything is coming in. The proclamation is made, and a lot of the slave owners did not give that information because they wanted to make sure that their fat pockets got filled. Basically, that was it. Withholding information so your harvest can come and so your fat pockets can get filled.
That's right. And wait till next year, see how easy it's going to be then.
That's it. And celebrations broke out among newly freed black people, and Juneteenth was born. That December, slavery in America was formally abolished, and the adoption of the 13th Amendment. So, Texas, one of the first to become, make it the Jubilee Day and a national holiday. We celebrate you because like they said, as people happened in Texas and they moved to other states, moved to other unions, that information started to spread. It took a while. It took a good couple of years. It took a lot of years for individuals to really go ahead and let go. People, we talk about I'm going to put it this way, Cliff, and some people are going to say, oh, wow, Roxy, you didn't go there. It's just like we talk about abuse. It's the same way we talk about abuse and abusive relationships. You have a lot of abusive relationships where individuals hold that person hostage. They hold them for their own personal gain. That is the same thing that happened. The same way you look at that, because a lot of people are talking about Juneteenth shouldn't have happened. So let me put it another way. And this is how I love to do it, Cliff, because it really shocks a lot of people. And I bring it back to present day. And because a lot of people can't think past the past. So it's like your daughter or your son, you see where I'm going, marries somebody, and that person dominates them. It's an abusive relationship. They dominate them, and they can't leave. Even though they have the key, and even though the door is open, they cannot leave because the next person is basically holding them and withholding information. The key is here. You can open the door. You can go. But because they have an ulterior motive, they have other things they want to do, that person is stuck, and that person is just enslaved in that relationship. That is the same thing as what this was. You were emancipated, and slave owners decided they kept that information because they wanted their fat pockets to get richer and richer and richer.
Yeah, can't we just wait till the harvest is done?
Yeah, no. You know
what they did. Yeah.
But you know what's funny? If they would have, let's look at it this way. If they would have gone ahead, I'm just saying what if they would have gone ahead and say, you know what, you guys are free. I don't mind going ahead and paying you. And you can pay, you can get your wages. Can you help me go ahead? But see, it all depends on how you treat people.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Could
look.
have hired everybody as workers instead of slaves and get the job done.
There you go. Not only, but see, people don't think, but it's how did you treat them? How did you treat people? If you were treating them like dogs and animals, they're going to leave, they're going to run. Nobody was going to be there. Wow. So we can just imagine how people were thinking. So, when we think about, Juneteenth, let's not just think of the parades and the food and the having fun. Let's really get down to see how far we can come. That's been a lot of years that this has happened, and the change that we have seen there's been a good change, but I think there could have been a whole lot more. And it's really sad that in June the 19th, 2023, we're still talking about this. I think that's the sad part. This is 158 years later.
Yeah.
158 years later, there's some people who don't understand it, don't want it, and want to stop history. This is a history that's a good history. And there's a lot of history that's good. We
learn our mistakes from history.
From our history. History makes us not repeat the mistakes that we have. And we want to continue with that. And, I'm gonna just switch gears. I don't want to bring our Juneteenth down to a sour note. But it's a time to celebrate. And it's a time to celebrate what was accomplished. And thank you, Abraham Lincoln, for making this happen. So this was done basically of 59. This was done 160 years ago. And it took 2 years for it to come to fruition. 158 years later.
That was too long for somebody, I'm sure.
That was too long for somebody. But 158 years later, we are still fighting.
Yeah. We're still
fighting to go ahead and have this. We have, not everybody, we're going to keep it real. Not everybody, I have different friends of different persuasion, different races. I have a circle of girlfriends, and I've got everybody. There's one that I call my sourdough, and she calls me pumpernickel. We got names for each other. Don't ask me how we came up with, we love bread. Yeah. So she's sourdough and I'm pumpernickel. Okay. But it's just, when I'm toasted, I'm warm and nice. There we go.
I'm potato bread.
You're potato bread? We have so many friends, and we don't look at each other of our skin color. We look at each other from the heart that we have inside, how we treat each other. And in 2023, the fact that I'm still talking about this, and we're still talking about this, and something tells me we're going to continue to talk about this, that's the sad part about this. And our children are not going to know.
You can't take the events that take place in retaliation of all this to
we
deter
cannot.
You in any way, shape, or form, because just go on and continue to promote Juneteenth.
Yeah, promote Juneteenth and look at the positive act. It's the longest holiday. That's number one. One of the longest holidays. It's 158 years old. And the funny thing about it, it is now coming to the forefront of everything. It's the longest holiday, and it has just been made a national holiday. It should have been a national holiday a long, long, long time ago. So, we just wanted to talk about this. And for those that, I know a lot of people didn't know, because there's a lot of things that I found out when I did my research this weekend, and I was like, wow, that's amazing. But the sad part about it is how many of our children are ever going to know what's going on? How many children are today sitting and seeing all of this happening and talk about, what is that? Where did that come from? They don't know because they can't learn it in school.
And many don't even know that a lot of the former slaves were helpers of some of the greatest inventors of all
definitely.
times.
We're going to talk about that another day. Yeah. A lot of the inventions that have happened were made by African Americans, and a lot of the inventions that were done that we cannot live without today were done by African Americans, but because they could not buy patents, because they could not have the money to do certain things, other people went ahead and did it for them, and that was taken away from them. And these are the things that our children are never going to know, because guess what? We're not teaching them the critical information that they should be learning in school.
How can we help CareBag again?
How we can help CareBag? Well, first of all, everyone, thanks for listening about Juneteenth, and happy Juneteenth to our nation. But if you really want to help CareBag, go to givecarebag.com and make a donation. It is tax deductible. We'll send you a receipt, and you can see how your work goes farther and farther. This is Roxy, your careologist on CareBag. We love you, and we'll talk again Monday, 10 a.m. Have a beautiful week.
Yes, we shall. Information about Juneteenth today on Careology, the Science of Caring, on WPSL Port St. Lucie, the Tonga Treasure Coast.